Hi, Kidstuf kiddos. It's Miss Makenzie again, and I am back here to do another read aloud with you. So if you have not done our read alouds with me yet, go ahead and go back to the very last video that I posted on YouTube where we started off with our read alouds. Okay, so this is day 2 or week 2 of doing our read alouds leading up to Easter. I am reading from the Children of God Storybook Bible by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. It's a really awesome children's Bible, and today we are going to be reading chapters 39 through 41, and we are continuing to learn about who Jesus was as an adult. Again, if you didn't read with me or watch the first read aloud, go ahead and do that first and then come on back to this one. This is chapter 39. Jesus feeds the crowd. God provides enough for everyone. John 6. All day in the hot sun, thousands of people sat and listened to Jesus talk about God's dream. They were so hungry to know God, they forgot to eat lunch. When the sun started to go down, Philip said, "Master, it's late and the people are hungry. You should send them home." "Why send them home?" said Jesus. "Just feed them." "Feed them?" Philip said. "We don't have any food." "Someone has something to share," Jesus answered. A little boy offered to share his 5 small loaves of bread and 2 tiny fish. Philip threw his arms in the air. "That's not enough for all these people." "Ask the people to sit down," Jesus said. He took the bread in his hands, looked up to heaven, and blessed it. He did the same with the fish. Then he told the disciples to hand out the food. They were amazed. There was more than enough for everyone. When all the people had finished eating, the disciples filled 12 baskets with the food that was left. With God's love, 5 loaves and 2 small fish fed more than 5,000 people. Let's pray. Dear God, help me to share so there will be enough for everyone. That's a really good prayer. All right, let's read another story. Chapter 40, Jesus the Healer. God heals the sick. Luke 5. One day, a man rushed up to Jesus and threw himself on the ground. People were pointing and shouting at him to go away because his skin was covered with big, ugly sores and bumps. They were afraid they would catch his disease if they touched him. "Lord, if you are willing, please help me," he pleaded. Jesus reached out his hands and touched him. "Yes, I am willing." The man's disease disappeared. Another time, there was a man who could not walk, so his friends carried him on his bed to Jesus. When they reached the house where Jesus was teaching, there were so many people they could not push through the crowd. The lame man's eyes filled with tears, knowing he would never walk again. "It's okay, just take me home." "No," one of his friends said, "we won't give up on you." So his friends climbed up to the roof of the house, took some tiles off, and lowered the bed until their friend lay right in front of Jesus. Jesus was amazed by the faith of this man and his friends. "You are healed. Get up and walk." The man stood up, took one step, then another, and danced home, praising God. Wow. Not only is that amazing what Jesus did, but that guy's friends were very, very good friends. Let's pray. Dear God, help me to take care of those who are sick. All right, let's read one more story. Chapter 41. Jesus restores sight and gives life. God brings light and life. Mark 5 and 8. A blind man felt his friends pulling him through the noisy crowd. Is Jesus really going to be able to heal me? He wondered. At last, he heard one of his friends pleading, Master, we beg you, touch our friend so he can see again. Then the blind man felt Jesus' hands gently touch his eyes. Can you see anything? Jesus asked. I can see people, but they look like trees walking around. So Jesus put his hands on the man's eyes again. This time, the man looked around in wonder. Wow, now I can see clearly. Another time, a man named Jairus ran to Jesus with tears streaming down his face. Please, Master, my daughter is dying. Come quick. When they got to Jairus' house, the girl had already died, and everyone was weeping. Don't cry, Jesus said. She's just sleeping. Jesus took Jairus and the girl's mother into the room where she lay. He took the little girl's hand and said, Child of God, wake up. She immediately sat up in bed. Then her stomach growled. Jesus smiled and said, Feed her. She's hungry. All right, let's pray. Dear God, thank you for healing me when I am sick. All right, Kidstuf kids, this was an awesome time reading 3 more stories from the Bible. I wish we could read more, but we're keeping it short and sweet every week, and I will read more chapters with you next Sunday or whenever it is that you're playing this video. I would love to hear from you or your parents on what your takeaways are, what you learned from these stories today. I know that I noticed a theme of helping others when they're sick and trusting God to help me when I am sick. And I wonder if you noticed a similar theme or if you noticed something else, which is awesome. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.